My name is Eugene Lucas. I'm standing here at the agriculture campaign. As you can see, the vegetables is growing big and strong, and this will take a step forward to changes and plans for the future. That's all.
Okay, we are now going to start with the proceedings of the day. But before we do that, I'd like to acknowledge the dignitaries in our midst. Minister, Mr. Ngonde Balfo, Deputy Minister, Ms. Loretta Jacobus, the National Commissioner, Mr. Veni Peterson, members of the Portfolio Committee who are here today, the CDC Finance, Mrs. Singh, the Regional Commissioner of Western Cape, Mr. Smallberger, the Busasa representatives who are here with us today, the pastors, amongst them Reverend Sid Luket, all the DCS SMS members, and all DCS colleagues, and all dignitaries, all protocol observed. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Today marks the last day of Corrections Week, where DCS for the whole week was showcasing best practices within correctional services. During this campaign, Corrections Week, we call on our stakeholders to be with us to witness all the good things that DCS is doing. But before we do that, I'm going to call upon a person who's going to do a scripture reading for us and invite the Lord to this ceremony. That is Reverend Sid Luket, who used to work with the Minister and Commissioner on the Board of Social Responsibility. Reverend Sid, can you come forward?
You know, in government we say all protocol observed. That's a new phrase, so I'll just use that phrase to introduce myself. Let's say a few words of prayer. Lord, we thank you for this great opportunity to be your servants, in our daily life, to surrender ourselves to your will for this country, for our friends, for family, for fellow citizens. Help us to see with clarity the gaps that we can fill, and give us the courage and perseverance to attempt to fill those gaps.
We are the Correctional Services. Correction is our responsibility. We serve the country whole nation. We serve with pride. We serve with pride. We are the Correctional Services. Correction is our responsibility. We serve the country whole nation. We serve with pride.
Commissioner, I'm now calling upon you to approach the podium, not the stage we don't have.
So, welcome to all of you on this very special day. As I've said, it comes at a time that we are concluding our Corrections Week, that I can claim without any fear of contradiction was a tremendous success so far. Also, it is a special day because we want to demonstrate that partnerships can really work, and therefore we have here an example of walking the talk. A partnership between DCS, and business. This project, Hlumani Project, is being anchored by women offenders, and that's very special in itself, because we support the dictum that if you empower a woman, you really empower an entire family and ultimately communities and the nation. So your presence and participation here is greatly welcome, because this is a model that needs to be followed, not just by other correctional facilities, but by other structures of state, at local level, through the work of local economic development initiatives, and of course provincial level and other state departments of government.
Goeiemorgen, ladies and gentlemen. Goeiemorgen. Dit is 'n voorreg om my aan te stel. My naam is Matilda Lewin. Ek is omtrent 7 maande by agriculture en my opleiding wat ek het al 5 kan ek maar sê 5 certificates sover soos ek nou hier is en vir my opleiding wat ek gedoen het, sal ek het dit vir my bereid om vir my laat ek vir my 'n betere werk kan kry, miskien by die Kaapse mark, fruit en wet en groente en vrugte stolkies. En by kettingwinkels. Ek het nie te veel om te sê nie, maar dit is al wat ek het om te sê vir julle.
As I've indicated, we are now going to see a performance by the female offender choir, am I right? Chairman of Full Facilities from Busasa, to speak for Busasa. Thank you.
We've called everybody here for one thing. We pride ourselves in what we are doing for our community. And we know that every one of us seated here, we came on one thing, one goal, which we know that everyone's heart, we know that we were aiming at one thing. As the people of South Africa, we pride ourselves to give people a second chance in their life. And there's one thing that we want to do. And Bosasa is one of the companies in South Africa that they are saying, we are prepared to take hands with the Department of Correctional Services to bring change in this country of ours.
My name is Mimi, not Shoti. Gobo. Is there something wrong?
When I first met you,
Yes.
what did you say your name was?
Gobo. I said I'm Mimi or Gobo, and you said I'm Shoti. Okay, I'm Mrs. Mgobo from Female Correctional Center, working at the Hlumani Vegetable Processing Plant. I started there on the 18th of August last year with 18 inmates. And after that, we got the training, and I'm thanking Busasa for that because I've been trained and I've got 6 certificates. And also the inmates, they've been trained, and some of them are already out now. And up until now, everything is going fine. And the inmates are working well. And we've got 11 now that are there. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good morning, Minister. Good morning, Deputy Minister. Protocol observed. Minister, it happened many years, not so many years back, but we have this store, which was a store at that time. And in our institutions, we were looking for how can we employ offenders in agriculture, because there's so much limited opportunities for ladies in institutions to work. We opened the textile factory, but we also have the agriculture section. So then we think, how can we employ ladies in the section? It's when we get Mimi on board and we get Bosasa on board to see this is an opportunity to look at, to bring ladies in. But we can't give them that hard work that male offenders are doing in the fields. So we visit our neighbors in Philippi, which have a market there in a similar project. So we come up with the idea, this is how we can employ ladies in the project. We were assisting by the guys of Philippi, just the idea of bringing the same project to the agriculture section. And as we know, Pollsmoor is one of the biggest vegetable produce agriculture sections in the department. We have to produce 50 tons per month for our needs. So we need this project to send vegetables to our institutions ready for our offenders. Bosasa came on board. They give us the assistance to develop the plant. And I think everybody would be amazed to see the final product. This is also one of the first projects in the department, and I think this will also be a way for other management areas to come and see this project and take it to other management areas. Thank you, Minister.
Thank you very much.
can you come forward to address us? Thanks.
I think I want to reiterate the challenge that was posed by Bosasa, the Bosasa speaker before me. And it's a huge challenge. Some of our inmates who have already been released come up against this all the time. They cannot find employment just because they've been in our correctional facilities and they have a criminal record, irrespective of what it was for. And I want to, all our business people who are here, who have joined us, to issue a challenge to yourselves as well. Because we say correctional services is an opportunity for a second chance. So when they go out, please grant them that second chance. Otherwise, we're going to continue in this spiral of criminality. Because people don't have jobs, they can't feed their families. That's no justification for committing acts of crime. I am just saying that if we want to assist in social reintegration and uplifting all our communities, we need to look at those activities. When the female choir was up here, there were two ladies that joined them, Mam Dora, and the other one is sitting here. Yeah, they are employed by correctional services. They're parolees. We are, I think we should give all of them a hand. They are employed by the Department of Correctional Services. And we said if we want to appeal to other government departments and to society at large, we need to set the example ourselves, which is what we have done. We are in the process of speaking to the Minister of Public Service and Administration to do the same for government, because there's also this clause that said you cannot employ people with a criminal record. To waive that clause, as the Minister has just done now with the Department of Correctional Services. Commissioner, you are under instruction to do that. So I think it's all about second chances, and therefore I want to reiterate the words of the Bosasa speaker, that all of us must take up that challenge. To capture the mood and opportunity and appropriately reflect the atmosphere befitting an occasion of this stature, allow me to quote from that icon of our liberation struggle, our former president, President Nelson Mandela, when he said, and I quote, "Freedom cannot be achieved unless women have been emancipated from all forms of oppression. To this end, we have acknowledged that the objectives of our reconstruction and development program will not be realized until we see, in practical terms, that the condition of women in our country has radically changed for the better, and that women at every level have been empowered to intervene in all aspects of life as equals with any other member of society." Close quotes. In this regard, Honourable Minister, and to perpetuate the spirit and the words of Nelson Mandela and our government, the Department of Correctional Services has identified the empowerment of women as one of the critical priorities for intervention. We are armed with a deep understanding that women are caregivers and nurture future generations of our society, as well as a commitment to make our mark in ensuring a safer, secure, and prosperous South Africa. I think we all subscribe to the notion that investing in women, in women's empowerment, manifests in the growth and development of the whole of society. International research shows that children's life outlook and future prospects are largely determined by the status of their mother in the family in particular and the society in general. In keeping with this vision of a better life for all, in particular in most vulnerable sectors of our society, Correctional Services has designed and implemented a number of developmental and care programs for women. And this one is but one an example. These programs seek to strengthen both natural instincts to nurture and increase prospects of venturing into previously male-dominated disciplines. They include training of women in food production to ensure better food security in their families on release, training on the use of information and communication technologies in order to help them to participate meaningfully in the economy and the development of our country, as well as empowering them with skills demanded by the open market, including hairdressing and other skills, which we have just heard of. Program Director, these programs are implemented fully conscious of the fact that women only constitute 2.1% of our inmate population. We are driven by a perspective that although the presence of both parent models is crucial for child development, the absence of a mother has a much wider negative impact on children, especially in their developmental years. Therefore, empowering the women in our care has a ripple effect on the broader society and can immensely contribute to ensure sustainable social reintegration. Food insecurity destroys one's personhood, self-worth, robs a nation of talent and capabilities, while also increases the propensity to get involved in criminal activities. Again, no incentive. Indigenous knowledge of our people on food production, processing, and preservation has long been lost. New technologies for food production, processing, and preservation remain the preserve of a few, while the majority remains destitute. In terms of food production, of the food production value chain, processing and preservation contributes to the highest share in current prices. We are fully aware of the fact that to close this gap and developmental disparities in food products cannot be successfully done by correctional services alone, but through partnerships like those we have with Bosasa and others, with those having the means, the will, and the person power. Having said this, Honorable Program Director, we are determined to establish partnerships that are aimed at emancipating and empowering the majority of our people from the degrading clutches of poverty and underdevelopment. It is for this reason that we will forever value the active involvement of organizations such as Bosasa in offender development and training. Through Bosasa's contribution, we are now boasting 35 female offender graduates, scores of local communities who have mastered the skills, while major savings had been registered following productive use of this facility and ensuring the upkeep of offenders. Where's Ms. Singh? That she must take note of. Oh, here you are. Further, it is our belief that this project has an invaluable contribution in the rehabilitation of offenders and limits chances of relapse after release, which is often caused by social alienation, stigmatization, and continued unemployment. One of the socially and economically devastating realities of our past is in our history, by destroying parental models and the socialization to internalize key values that define a productive and law-abiding citizen. During our Corrections Week, which draws to a close today, we have seen best practices across the country affirming our strong belief that our ideals can be reality within our lifetime, can be a reality within our lifetime. In the Eastern Cape, we signed a memorandum of understanding with the provincial legislature and the Women's Caucus as part of kicking off the Corrections Week in Queenstown, where the minister addressed the gathering. These partners agreed to facilitate the adoption of correctional centers by members of the provincial legislature and the Women's Caucus. Yesterday, we celebrated in Nelspruit our partnership with faith-based organizations who committed to work with us to ensure mass mobilization for the involvement in corrections, rehabilitation, and social reintegration of offenders. Therefore, as part of our call for working together, we call upon all other role players within the private sector to take a leaf from Bosasa, as I said, and participate in the economic revival of our nation, so that many of our young people, and women included, can actually actualize their dreams. This project is a model for all of us within correctional services and within our communities. I therefore call on everyone with ears and with passion to build a great South African nation, to take this model and replicate it across the country so that together we can defeat poverty and underdevelopment, also a call that was made by our speaker from Bosasa. Let us therefore make correctional services indeed a place of new beginnings. Let us empower women to conquer all in their lives. Let us renew our pledge to build a national partnership to correct, rehabilitate, and successfully reintegrate offenders for a safer and more secure South Africa, where all people can enjoy a great quality of life. Thank you very much. There was a song some time ago, and I think it's still sung sometimes now. It's called Tie a Yellow Ribbon Round the Old Oak Tree. If I could sing, if I had the skill of the minister, I would sing, but I cannot sing. Maybe the minister will sing the song later for us. But it was inspired by an inmate that wrote a letter to his wife before he was released. To say to his wife, they had an oak tree in the front yard. If you still want me, you want me back in your life, please tie a yellow ribbon round the old oak tree. So if I get off the bus and I don't see that yellow ribbon, I'll just jump right back on and I'll continue on my journey. Where it will take me, I don't know. So she didn't write back to him immediately. He was released earlier than I think she expected. But the yellow ribbon was there, not only on the oak tree in her yard, but the whole neighborhood tied a yellow ribbon round the trees in their yards to welcome him back. So as a society, we all, wait. Okay, it is, yeah, this is working at least. So of our campaign to propagate social reintegration and acceptance of ex-offenders, we've launched the Yellow Ribbon Campaign, and we'd like you to wear it throughout the year, because we've launched the campaign yesterday, and we want you to go out and propagate to everybody, your neighbors, your teachers, your priests, everybody, to accept ex-offenders back into their communities. Because by rejection, there are some families who actually reject their own family members, who don't want to accept them back. Now, there is no worse reception if you come out of a correctional center and your own family rejects you and the community that you grew up in rejects you. So this campaign we launched to propagate that message. So if anybody asks you what the yellow ribbon stands for, tell them, even about the song. Thank you.
Now we have come to the part of our program where we are going to hand over certificates to officials. This certificate did not only extend their hospitality or their assistance to the offenders, but also to the officials in the DCS. We have 7 women who are going to receive certificates, and they are from 4 correctional female centers. I'm now going to call upon the Member of Parliament, Ms. Ngwenya, and CDC Finance, Ms. Singh, to hand over the certificates. These certificates are for a course on basic nutrition and kitchen hygiene. Ms. Ngwenya and Ms. Singh. Panda host Janine, are you there? Can you come forward? Ms. Nondala Bulelwa, Ms. Mautenjwe, Ms. Kurs Amanda, Ms. Nzane Vuyiswa, Ms. Tanda Nikki, and Ms. Mlanje Niveliswa. These are the graduates, colleagues of the course on basic nutrition and kitchen hygiene. Can we applaud them? Thank you. Thank you to Ms. Ngwenya and Ms. Singh as well.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Well spoken, sir.
Thanks. Good. Turn off the good when I smile. Now, which way? The scissors kill us, please. Come forward.
Okay, hello. Thank you. What we're going to do now, we're going to cut the ribbon and then walk the dignitaries through the system. So we'll be going that way, and please, you're required to cleanse your shoes or put on gumboots as you go around.
Can you explain also Hlumani, what does it mean?
Growing.
Yes.
Yes, we are growing.
Hlumani, we are growing.
Where the media
It
people...
applies to growing vegetables, it applies to growing
Hold on,
skills.
hold on.
Just hang on.
The media people...
Are we seriously going to cut this thing?
Okay, cut!
Not there.
1, 2, 3. You have never done so in Ghana.
Just cut it on the side? Yeah.
Dat is van je voering om bij Afrikaanse te gaan doen. En dat is van je voering om al die skills te gaan doen. En in maart begint dat ik uitga dat ik zal bij een van die vruchten in de groentemarkt zal gaan doen. En dat is van je goede opleiding om niet te gaan werken. En ik ga niet bij je. En ik wil verder uit wil ik aangaan met die leven waarmee ik bezig is. Dank u.